Hello, Oracles. So, I was wrong, and I've never been so happy to be wrong. I thought for sure we were going to get a Friday fade this week. I thought after the 2 days of running up, we were going to see a little bit of a sell-off, and we did not. Instead, we ran even further up in the rally into the weekend. That is an extremely bullish sign. Love to see that. So what does that mean going forward? I'm still on edge. I am still not looking for this to be the be-all, end-all, and we're going to continue running. We still have high inflation to deal with. We still have uncertainty in Russia and Ukraine. So the way I'm looking at it is, right now there's no visible negative catalyst that is going to hold us back, unless the Russia-Ukraine situation turns in the opposite direction again. I think we are on a path where we can see a little bit of growth going over the next couple of weeks. Now, going into the CPI data they're going to get for March, we know it's going to be high. So that there is already expected. So unless it comes in really high and much higher than expected, I think we are going to be in a situation where we could see a decent length of time, at least month to month, where we could possibly see some growth. And now one of the thoughts that people are talking about are, is the Fed going to raise rates 50 basis points rather than 25? I've seen Chicken Genius say he's looking for a 50 basis point hike possibly coming in May. And then we've got Meet Kevin who says it's going to possibly come in September if it comes at all. So, I can see both sides of it. I've spoken about my opinion with Chicken Genius about the May 2nd bottom. That may still happen. I don't know if it's going to be a 50 basis point hike that happens then. So there's a lot of uncertainty still as far as long-term stuff that's going on. So I think right now the uncertainty has gone from a day-to-day uncertainty to a month-to-month uncertainty. So that gives us a little bit more of a longer leash to be able to grow our portfolios and go on a little bit more of a rally. So for me, I'm still playing it the same way I have been. But now I think we may get actually a better opportunity to perhaps get profitable on some of the stocks that we wanted to get out of, and anything that you got into over the last couple of weeks, or you might actually be able to jump into something on Monday morning and be able to get some decent gains out of it. I mean, we saw some crazy gains this past week. Some stocks like NEO are up almost 50% on the week. I mean, that's incredible how much they've run this week. But don't forget, a lot of these stocks are down 80% from their all-time highs, so they still have a lot of room to grow. Again, we don't know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, Putin one day could just be like, nope, we're all done and we're going to continue fighting this war. We're taking down Ukraine, and the market can collapse underneath us. So there's still the chance of that happening. But other than that, I think we are pretty clear to go, and we're pretty good to go for a bit of a rally. So if you bought something or you're looking for some profits, if there's something that's still pretty beaten down on Monday morning, probably a good opportunity to get in because you might be able to make some decent profits on it. And this also bodes really well for Tesla. Seeing as we don't have as much macro uncertainty going on at the moment, that's going to give Tesla a bit of a room to run. And we've got Berlin that is going to be opening up on Tuesday this week. We've got then 2 weeks after that, we've got the Austin GigaFest. And then we're going to have probably that same week as Austin GigaFest, we are going to be getting the production and delivery numbers for Q1. And then at the end of April, we're going to get the Q1 earnings report. So we've got a lot of positive catalysts coming for Tesla. And after the two factories open, after Q1 earnings, they might get their S&P credit upgrade to investor rating. That there could open up the floodgates for the stock to really take off. And while, yes, we do still have high inflation that we need to deal with, and obviously Tesla has already spoken about that, Elon tweeting that their costs have been going up, Q1 earnings are really going to tell us how hard they have been hit by the inflation and how much these costs are really affecting them. We know that they have raised prices on all of their vehicles. Most of that probably won't be recognized until Q2 or Q3, depending on what format people are purchasing in, if they're going to be getting the higher end ones and adding FSD. So a lot of different numbers to work with there. So Q1 earnings are really going to be a telltale sign as to what we can see going forward. And so over the next couple of months, I think we might see Tesla get back up to 1,000, might actually break 1,000. Obviously, things need to be going well. If Berlin opens up well, Austin opens up well, delivery and production numbers exceed expectations, and Q1 earnings come in high, and we get margins that are over 25%, I think we can cross $1,100 in the stock. So still some things that they have to make sure that they hit to get there, but I think we might be able to see that number actually come back, which is crazy because just 2 weeks ago we were at $700. And now Elon didn't mention it, but I don't know if he's going to be on the Q1 earnings call. Previously, he said he was only going to be on the earnings calls if there was something of major importance that he wanted to share, which he did so at Q4 earnings. So I don't think he's actually going to be on this earnings call. I think whatever he's going to share with us is going to be probably at either Giga Berlin or the GigaFest in Austin, or just through his regular tweets as they go. But I think there's some information that he needs to share with us, like for instance, the Austin, 4680 batteries. What vehicle are they going to go in? Are they going to be going into the standard range Model Ys that have been talked about? Are they going to go into all of the Model Ys that are coming out of there? So just some questions that need to be answered, which I think we're going to get clarity on over the next couple of weeks. So however Elon's going to share that is yet to be seen. And we're probably going to end up seeing the Cybertruck at the Austin GigaFest also, which is going to be great to see. And maybe we'll get some more information as to what features it's going to have, maybe a more concrete delivery date. We know right now we're looking at Q1 of 2023. So maybe we'll get some more concrete information on all of that. And then looking at Elon's master plan, did some thinking, and he came up with the first part of it in 2006. 10 years later, just before they finalized all of the checkboxes off of the part 1 of the master plan, in 2016, he came out with master plan part 2. And now here we are with just a couple of years left it's probably going to take to check off those last boxes for part 2, and he's coming up with part 3. And it's only 6 years later. So even his master plan is going in an exponential curve growth, because it was 10 years between the first 2, now it's 6 years between part 2 and part 3. Who knows if there's going to actually be a part 4? Maybe he's just giving us a trilogy for master plans. But, this is nice to see that, the company is moving faster than they had expected. And so now he is going to be put out this master plan part 3, and it's not even 10 years. I don't know if 10 years was his plan anyway, but it's just nice to see that, Master Plan Part 2 was much more significant than Master Plan Part 1, and they got it done a lot faster because they were able to grow the company that much faster. And so now Master Plan Part 3 coming out, I'm guessing we might get it in the summer. The last 2 master plans came out in July and August. So we'll probably, this could be an amazing summer for Tesla thinking about it. If he comes out with Master Plan Part 3, we've got Q2 earnings, which that'll really show us how the company was able to handle the initial ramps of Austin and Berlin. And so then if they do that with Q2 earnings, then he comes out with his Master Plan Part 3, and then potentially a split, especially if the macro environment continues in the trend that it's going right now on a month-to-month more monitoring basis with just a mild uncertainty rather than massive day-to-day uncertainty. We can see an absolutely amazing summer happening for Tesla. Let me know in the comments below. How long do you think this rally is going to continue, and how high do you think Tesla is going to get before it pulls back again? Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.